So tonight, you guys, we're going to be talking about a very, very important subject on the Power of Six. And it all started with the fact that, as you know, we have a new enhancements coming out with our compensation plan. And I'm finding that they're probably not going to be out until the beginning of September or the end of August. Just won't go through all the details, but just some things I've heard from Steve Merritt. And so what I'm feeling within my spirit, and I don't know if you're feeling the same way, is it's not a lot of assurance in our minds about what is it going to look like when the new comp plan comes out. How's it, are numbers going to go up? Are the things that they've added to it going to generate more income or make us accessible to more income? Things like that. I will let you know. I've studied it very thoroughly. I think I understand it. However, it is still not simple to understand for the average person. That was the very reason I came up with the Power of Six in the beginning, is because even though the compensation plan to me now, especially by knowing the new plan, it's very simple, but most people don't have any idea what kind of money is on the table. So the Power of Six shows you that. And later on during tonight's presentation, you're going to see that the Power of Six tells you literally exactly how much money you can make if you're doing certain things, okay? So what I want to do tonight, though, is I want to talk from a subject called, let me pull it up. I want to talk from a subject called new shoes, okay? I don't know if you ever heard of that term before, but someone who actually is on this call mentioned that to me a few weeks ago, and I kept thinking about it. And he told me what it meant, but I want you to know what new shoes meant. And here, from a spiritual perspective, the spiritual significance of new shoes often symbolizes embarking on a new journey or path and the prospect of new beginnings. Let's think about this. We have the potential of some new things happening with our new comp plan. So we're about to embark up on a new journey, right? But as we walk in these shoes, we're encouraged to move forward with confidence, optimism, and the anticipation of what lies ahead. That right there is where I want us to be. I want us to be moving forward with confidence, optimism, and the anticipation of what lies ahead. No fear at all. Many people, I'm just talking to people, and people are just concerned, because there are some components of the new compensation plan that some people may not take advantage of it right away. And it's because they designed it. And I like certain things about this, like our mentorship matching bonus, our mentor matching bonus. That part of the compensation plan is going to allow you to get matches on people that are making the most money on your team. Whereas the way it is right now with matching bonuses, your first three rank levels may not even be people who are generating a significant amount of volume. Wouldn't you rather get matching bonuses on people who are making more money than those that are not? So I like that aspect, but many of us, when I think that I'm in a position to take advantage of that part of the comp plan, but many people on this call are not. And what I don't want to do is just continue waiting until this compensation plan comes out, and then people are struck with, like, how did this happen to me? And they're going to be discouraged. Okay, so this is, as we keep going on. Now look at these shoes right here. These shoes reflect what you might think if you were to say, oh, I'm going to go buy me a new pair of shoes. I want a nice pair of shoes. Here's a pair of men's Gucci's over here, and a pair of one of my favorite shoes, the red bottom Louboutin. I mean, these are the kinds of shoes you want to dress up in. These kind of shoes are not going to get you where you need to be, you guys. We have got to put on some tennis shoes, some running shoes, because we about to run, okay? And I really want you to embrace that idea that you're about to run, because you will not get to where we're trying to get to if you're not running. So when someone says they're getting new shoes, it's a way of expressing confidence or hoping for good fortune. It also indicates a desire for something new and exciting, often related to a financial windfall. Simply, it means you're ready to run and expect to win. So let's go, okay? So I want you to think about this. Go with what you know. What do we know? We know that there is money in this binary. We know how to manage the binary, right? So let's go get the money out of the binary. And you know me, I'm a very analytical person. So you just gonna have to pay attention. And if you have any questions as I go through this, do not hesitate to unmute yourself and then mute yourself back out. I mean, unmute yourself to answer the question because I don't want to leave you behind. I'm gonna try to be as clear as I can. What I want to share with you is an example where you can utilize the reports that we have in our back office, and I want you to show you how to find the money. I want you to help find the money, not necessarily you personally, but maybe people within your team. So this is an example of a person who I just happen to know. I take the Enroller Tree Viewer, and then I click on this person's profile. As you can see, this person has a total of 1,433 reps under them. I'm talking about in their lineage. And in their line of sponsorship, there's, because this is including customers as well. So there's some customers there too, but a line of sponsorship, this person has 1,545 people on their team. On their right leg, currently, they have 44,000 points. Well, how in the world, unless this person is an SPD, they're probably not going to have 44,000 points every single week. But this person has 44,000 points, and this person has left leg volume of 529,000. And I want some of my seasoned people on this call, just based on looking at this scenario before we go any further, why would a person have this much volume on one side and also on the other side? Can anybody tell me why? If you can't tell me why, I'll go ahead and answer it.
Because one leg is the weaker side, and the other one is more like a group volume side.
Well, that is true.
Well, yeah, you have the weaker.
It's just sitting there. Can somebody tell me why all this volume is sitting there?
They're not. They are not cycling.
And why are they not cycling?
Because they don't have the structure. You have to have. Let me see. Okay, so if that person is only buying one sleeve.
Yep, as you can see right here, 55 points. They only buy one sleeve, okay? And what else?
They have to, if they were, say for instance, if they were manager, they can only do 1,500. So
okay, let me slow you down because you're going a little bit ahead about what I'm trying to say. Because what I'm trying to do is take y'all through an exercise to help you analyze. So a person can have 55 points and get a binary commission. So that's not really the reason why they're not getting the commission. Is because the reason they're not getting the commission is because they do not have anybody. They're not binary qualified. As you can see down here, they have two people obviously on their left. They have nobody on your right. So to get a binary commission, you got to have a person on both sides of the binary. So that's one reason this person's not getting paid. So if you got all this volume sitting here every week, and you can see this person is intentionally staying active, because look, back in May, they paid their annual renewal fee and then still turn around and place another order this month. This person knows what's going on, okay? And I just know this for a fact. So now, Juanita just got through pointing out something else, but the bottom line is you cannot get binary cross. So when you go, if you were to go in your back office and you know somebody's been in a long time, you just happen to know that they are placing you can see the little circle under in the binary under their name or their square. That little circle means they're active. Okay. If they're active and if they have that circle and for some reason it zeros all the way down in here, that means they're not there. If these are all zeros, that means they're not even placing an order. That card is constantly being declined. Okay, that's what that means. And they can't even be on auto ship unless they have a card on file. So that means the card is being declined. This is the way you analyze what's going on in your back office. Okay, so let's move on to the next page. So here's a way that scenario one. How can this person get the money out of their binary? Scenario one, if they activate one person on their right, and this is what I was saying about being binary qualified. Binary qualified means you have one person active on your left and one person active on your right. That's all it means, okay? If this person activates one BP, business partner, on their right, it will generate a binary commission of $100. But the remainder of all those points, remember this person's got This person got 44,000 points on the pay leg, but they can only make $100. We say all the time in the presentation, if you don't get 2 sleeves, then you're gonna, of some type, you're not gonna get but $100. We say that all the time. So this is what this means. The remainder of the points on their pay leg will flush after they get that $100. Isn't that just a waste of points? Second scenario, if this person activates 2 business partners on their right and maximizes their personal value, meaning they got at least 110 and they activate, meaning they will now become a manager, they will guess what? They're going to receive 1,500 points. Well, once again, the remainder of their volume, which is going to be 34,000, because if you look at how many cycles it takes to get 1,500, it's going to leave her with, or him with 34,000 points, but they're going to flush. Okay, move on to scenario number 3. In scenario number 3, this person already has a qualified manager on their left. I happen to know this as well, and has someone with the structure of a manager on their right. If they were to help their person on the right activate some accounts, you know how maybe put 55 points, and if this was me, I would take my own money and put if I could get the person's back office password, if they got permission, I would put those points under those people. And as long as that person has 3 people active on their left and 3 on their right, they will now, because they made position themselves as a director, now they're going to get 2,500 points. But you know what you would want to do? And I'm just saying strategy-wise, you got to be real careful when you do this, because if you do not get that structure right before you are binary qualified, let's say you go ahead and get these people as managers, whatever, those points are going to stay there. But do not make yourself totally binary qualified, because you might miss this money. You might only get to 1,500 if you don't do it right. I'm telling you, it's weird, isn't it? But you can get $2,500. And let me ask you this question. Would you take your own money and activate, let's say 8 or 9 people to get $2,500?
Yes.
Absolutely, right? Money is money. We don't want to throw money away, but matching bonuses will also be generated 3 levels above. So if this person makes $2,500, that means their sponsor is going to make what? 625 or something like that. That's that 25%. The person above them are gonna make 500, and then the person above that person is gonna make 500 as well. That's a whole lot of money that the company is holding up just because of this right here.
So
Okay.
Verdita,
Yes.
really quickly, the previous page, just
Mhm.
so that I can get an understanding. So
This page right here.
you telling me that somebody just getting an additional sleeve of patches. So going from paying like $120 with taxes and shipping to now $223 with taxes and shipping, and being binary qualified, they go from, if they have the points, they go from making $100 max to $1,500. That's big.
Well, the only thing the problem though is that, let me pull up this next page because I can answer this better.
So
The
you
only
have to be manager though to get the
Yes, that's what I was
1,500.
about to say.
Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, manager.
They have to be manager in order to
binary
get 1,500.
qualified and manager.
Yeah, so the binary qualified, at least that's why I gave you 3 scenarios. The binary qualified allowed them to get to $100. Being a manager and having them max, and that's what I say here, and maxing it and getting those 2 people active makes them a manager. Now they can get the 1,500, but still it's worth it. But guess what? They go ahead and make 3 people, make sure 3, they may have 3 active, I don't know, on that side where we can't see. You can't see everything unless this person gets promoted to manager, and then the system tells you what takes you to get to the next level. So if they can structure themselves as a director, making sure they got 3 on their left, 3 on their right, that's gonna, and then we already have, this person already has a manager on their left. And they have a person more than one person that was a manager on their right. All they got to do is get one of those managers qualified, and that's going to release $2,500. So I want to encourage
Check out
everybody.
your
Mhm.
rank advancements so that you can read exactly what you have to do.
Yes.
Excuse me, in your organization. I'm sorry, I'm a little hoarse,
Mhm.
talking all day. But make sure that in your back office, you check your rank advancement, and your rank advancement is going to define, as you can see,
What
your
you need.
view
Like
profile is
right
going
here.
to define what you actually have to do.
Like
So
this right here. Can you see
there
that?
you
Can
go.
y'all see this view profile?
Yeah,
Yes.
so it says you need 110 PV for previous 31 days. So that 55 PV cycle, you need to increase that to 110. And whoever it is in your downline that you see is hovering over these kind of things to do, lead them to this,
Yeah.
because you can get them out of that rut, and when people start making money, they start getting excited and
That's
start
right.
start growing more.
Okay, so let me just go to this page right here because I want y'all to see something. Like, I think that was Nisha who said that when you become a manager, you can make 1,500. This is why I say get your structure. This tells you exactly what you need to do to get to director. But look at this question. If you go to that page in the conversation plan, if you scroll down a little bit, this is a question that is asked. What happens to the business volume that isn't cycled because of the paid as rank? Remember, I told you about some flush, and I'm just trying to show y'all this is in the comp plan. It says any cyclable BV that exceeds the weekly payout limit based on your paid rank will be consumed, meaning flushed. And I mean, I drilled them on this when I called corporate. I mean, I drilled them because I've been knowing this for a while, but I'm telling you, I know this. At a 2-to-1 ratio each week for all paid as managers and above. That simply means exactly what I said here. The rest of those points are going to flush. You do not want that to happen. So what I would do if I was in this person's situation, I would start with getting my structure together and then put my volume in. Because in other words, there's people hitting ranks and stuff under this person right now. There are people that are hitting director and senior director and all this. There's no way this person can have this kind of volume, because if you look at it, it's a lot of money under there. And so what I'm saying is, although that's happening right now, this person is not collecting the money because they do not have their personal volume of 110 or more, and they don't have the structure. So when I'm saying get the structure in place, then put your points in so that all those, unless you got to do it fast enough so that it won't happen. And you may not be able to get these people to director all in 1 week. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Do y'all understand that? Because you don't want the points to flush. Okay.
Verdita, I remember when when you told me that, I didn't really want to believe it. I'm like, that couldn't be true.
It is.
But it is. You want to make sure they hit that director, all of that in the same week, because if you hit, say, manager 1 week, then the points are going to flush.
Yeah.
And,
so one way you could do that, because it may be kind of hard to do all this in 1 week. Like I said, don't worry about your personal volume. Get the structure in place. And once you get the structure in place, then get yourself qualified with at least 110. That way you don't have to worry about it flushing, because it may not happen as quickly as you want, but you still need to do it fast, because just as quick as you got those people active, they can turn around and go inactive unless you're going to keep paying that money every month. You see what I'm saying? It's important to do everything fast. Remember, success loves speed. Now, so duplicate this. Sort through your organization to identify runners. Now, what I just talked about is not a runner. I'm just talking about going through your organization, comb through. See, you see how I find this stuff? Y'all know this is fun for me. Y'all know I'm a mathematician. I go through my organization trying to figure out, wait a minute. Why does that person keep placing orders under their own ID, $200 and $300 every single week? That's a waste of money. They could be putting that money under somebody else and making money on their money. Do you know that you don't get paid on your own volume? You just get qualified based on your own volume. But people on your team, if you put the volume under there, you get paid on that money. But there are some people literally that are placing $200 and $300 orders, maintenance packs, all kind of stuff under their own ID almost every week. So I'm just saying the kind of stuff I find. Now, Go with what you know. So we kind of talked about this. If I really encourage you, I'm telling you guys, we gotta make this happen. We got to
Well, I
make
turned
some
the sticker
noise.
on
Huh?
and it wasn't on. So I went in
wasn't
and
on?
it was still cold.
Who are you talking to? Somebody, who is that talking?
Sorry, yep.
Who is that talking on the call? Okay, they're not,
Someone
I-
didn't mute.
I'm muting them now. There's somebody on the iPhone. Okay, I almost thought they were saying something to me. So, okay. See, what I was going to say, let me repeat what I said because it threw me off. You guys, we got to make some noise. We got to do it for several reasons. It's too many people out here making a lot of money. They're no smarter than us. Somebody's writing on my screen. Seems like it's Martin. Somebody named Martin's writing on my screen. The money is there because people are making the money. I just gave you an example how somebody got money and is not even collecting money. That person got like $6,000 in binary commissions just sitting there. That's a shame. Okay. But not only that, we got to hit some ranks and stuff. And there's some reasons why. But I suggested each of us set aside at least 1 hour a day. It doesn't have to be as cumbersome as you think. I give you a perfect example. I was busy all day long. Ever since I woke up, I was busy all the way up to now. But I had to go to a birthday celebration for my cousin. And as soon as I walked in, this lady comes up to me. I didn't recognize her face, but she recognized me. Hey, Verdita. And I was just so embarrassed because I didn't know her name, couldn't remember her name. But and I said, she said, don't you recognize? I said, I recognize you, but I can't remember, your name. And can you help me out? So she told me how I knew her and all this kind of stuff. And I know I should know her. But either way, later on, when she came over to my table to sit down and said, I asked her, was she still working where she was working? And she said, no, because I got, some things happened. I got lupus. My mother got Alzheimer's. She started saying this stuff. So you know where I went with it. I said, oh my God. I said, you know what? I need to share something with you. This is, I kind of started telling her about the patches. I'm just saying that I took that opportunity. Never, see right here, never leave home without your postcards and your patches. If you do not have the postcards, let me get some. Because some of you all may be kind of new on here. I'm just going to let you know that these postcards, and we had them in blue. On one side, it has the benefits of the patch. On the other side, it already has thisisit.info.com, the website. And then it comes in an envelope where you can put some patches in there. I never leave home without that. And what are the chances that I was going to just have the time to talk one-on-one with a person at an event like that? You never know. Anybody else want to add on to that? Anybody else want to encourage us about never leaving home and maybe a scenario where you've experienced that? Okay. Let me take this person.
Absolutely. Verdita, just today, because I went to a gym. Now, I joined LA Fitness recently. And let me tell y'all about LA Fitness. If you got a LA Fitness in your area, you need to be going to LA Fitness. So I recently joined LA Fitness, went to the gym today with my patches. I was wearing my Psalm 91 shirt, and this dude stopped me. He said, oh, yeah, we started talking about the Lord. I said, you know what? I have a blessing I want to share with you. And I showed him my patch. And he said, wow, that's incredible. Now, while I'm working out, he starts coming over and saying, man, this person could use that. That person could use this person. He said, man, I need the information. So I sent them the information, and I gave him 2 patches because he sweat like I sweat. So putting the patches on him, wiping them down and trying to put the patch on him. Soon as you wipe him down, he's beaten up. So putting the patches on him, it'd fall off of him. So I didn't do that. I gave him the 2 patches. he gave me his number. I sent him the information. And while we were working out, as we continued, he kept coming saying, "Oh man, another person." So long story short, he said, "Let's get together tomorrow." Right. And then we working out further. He come back over. He said, "Listen, what you doing after you get out of here?" Mind you, I said, "Okay, you want to meet today? We can meet." This guy makes it to my house before I make it to my house. And he had to leave, go shower, come back to our house. He got started on a 6-month supply today, you know.
Awesome.
And so when you have patches, especially when you're wearing your patch, then you can show a person you're wearing the patch, and they are going to be more apt to want to patch. Even if you show them fantastic, miraculous things happening and you don't got a patch on, they ain't going to want a patch.
That's right.
But if you got your patches and you're wearing a patch, oh, it's game over, game on.
Yeah. So you all see what happens when you are focused. See, it's the law of attraction when you walk out of the house ready to do business. And so that doesn't even take much of his time. Of course, he signs somebody up to. It doesn't have 1 hour a day. I'm not saying you should limit yourself to 1 hour a day. I'm saying you do need to be at least 1 hour a day. There is no way, if you are really, really focused and motivated, that you shouldn't think about this business every day. I don't see how you get away with it. So I want to give you a couple of strategies, because this is the way I've been meditating on this. See, I think sometimes the way we get people to a call is too cumbersome. Is like you know what I'm saying, especially a brand new person trying to go through this process. Let me talk you through the first strategy. First strategy, let's say you just got started and you did happen to get an experience with the patch. You personally did. Now, or if you didn't have the personal yourself, you sit there and experience, like, let's say this one guy went to one of our home parties, and I think Wendell Tomlin, I think I see him on the line. And before they could even start presenting, this man in the group there says, "I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I know this man. A year ago, he couldn't walk. He couldn't talk. I know for a fact." And look at him now. The man told a testimony on behalf of Wendell. Wendell didn't even have to tell his own testimony.
That's true.
But guess what that man can turn, or anybody in that room can turn around and do? "Hey, Mom, I just saw something happen." You know, it may not be their own testimony, but they may say, "I was at this friends of mine house, and let me tell you what happened, Mom. This man had 3 strokes, he couldn't walk, couldn't talk," and they just told a testimony to their mother who had a stroke, or maybe another family who had a stroke. Do you see what I'm saying? If you share something with somebody that relates to them, or maybe they are really into, like, they're a nurse or something, they really into health, that's a good way. So that's easy. That's an easy conversation. So share a testimony in your own way with the expectation of securing a strong prospect as a business partner or a preferred customer. Now, in other words, you can do that by yourself. You may not even have to get them to a Zoom presentation to make that happen, because this is somebody that you have influence over. But you know, even if you have influence over them and they start asking you questions, well, how is that possible? How can it? Listen, Mama, I need you to be on this call. It's going to be at 8 o'clock tonight, or at 6 o'clock tonight, whatever it is. You're using your influence to get the people. Do not be timid. That we got to get this part down. That's one strategy. Okay. Second strategy, utilize the power of 6-strip when targeting people that are money motivated. I'm gonna show it to you in a moment. This is a different strategy. This is when you're really trying to execute this system, because this system is so what's the word I'm looking for? Is aggressive. This system is so aggressive that you gotta come with it when you're doing this. So utilize the power of 6-strip when targeting people that are money motivated. And when they say yes to this offer, this is what I want to tweak the system a little bit and say, put them on a three-way call with your coach who will direct them to a Power of Six call, which includes an abbreviated presentation and Power of Six system. Do not present on a three-way call, peek and pass. Now, let me break that down. So the Power of Six script, let me show you where it is. This script right here, it basically says, you know, you call somebody up. Let's say that was Noel we were just talking. Is that you, Noel? I think that was Noel. And I'm calling you to share something very important and time sensitive. Listen, I'm working on this project. I'm very excited about it, and it has to do with stem cell technology. And based on the projections, this has the potential to generate multiple millions of dollars within the next few months. However, I need some partners to help me execute this successfully. I thought about you because you're really sharp and I respect your business acumen. Are you open to hearing more about this, Noel? See what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You see there? So I don't want to tell him too much. And then he says, yes, I want to hear more. So I'm going to do either one or two things. I could easily turn around and say, listen, I got somebody, let me just introduce you to this guy real quick because I'm, you know, he knows it better than me. I turn around and put Noah on the phone with Steve Merritt, and I'm not saying that I would do that necessarily, but I'm just saying, only reason I'm saying that because my sponsor, as you know, Ken Robinson, is no longer around. It could be anybody. It could be Reggie Stewart or whatever. It could be anybody that I could put on a three-way with this person. And basically, I'm gonna say, hey, Reggie, this is one of my colleagues. He's really, really sharp. And he is interested in hearing about this system we got going. But do you mind just sharing your perspective? And then, you know, let's say Reggie gets on or whoever gets on and says, listen, you know, I want you to know that obviously, you know, that Verdita is a really, really sharp person. And for her to be excited about this is something that you really need to look at because she wouldn't be spending her time with it if it wasn't for real. Okay. So now we go and then say to listen, we're going to be doing a call in a little bit later on this evening. Can you be on that call? That's all Reggie or Steve or whoever's going to say. And I'm going to edify you. And let me tell you, this man right here is making some serious money. You're going to see some money being presented on this call that is going to blow you away. And this person right here, I'm gonna put you on the phone with, he's making that kind of money, something like that, or edifying. But this whole script right here is all about the money. This script that we just talked about is all about using your influence to get somebody signed up. Because see, we can't leave everybody out. I'm saying, now watch this, the Power of Six. These are the kind of people you're looking for. High energy, the people that you're gonna go after regarding the Power of Six, they're gonna have high energy, they're gonna have strong leadership skills, strong communication skills, entrepreneurial, they're risk takers, MLM experience, financially stable, self-motivated, and influential. They can get people to take action. Those are the kind of people that may fit into that category. These are just some characteristics of them. And so we already talked about the script. So when they see, so what we're going to do on the call, when they get on the call, I'm going to do an abbreviated version of the presentation. I'm going to just make sure they understand how the patch works. I'm let them know how fast our company is growing. I mean, everything that we do talk about on these calls, but we're not going to take a long time. Okay. We're going to move fast. And then because you probably don't want to stay on this call no more than 15 to 20 minutes, not the normal 45 minutes that we do calls. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm letting you know, I'm going to record one. I'm going to record a call of what I'm saying. I'm going to record a call where I'm doing a presentation and I'm going to do the Power of Six. Okay. And you can sit there and play it. And not so much tell them to listen to it, but play it on a Zoom to make sure they look at it. Now, so you see on the Power of Six, what we're going to do, if you're talking to people every day, surely, and within your first month, you should have 6 people that fit into that category. But the reason you have to do it fast, because if you don't do it fast enough, they're not going to see money falling under them. They're not, because whatever you do, they're going to do. You take those 6 people that you got on board, and you train them to do what you just did. Help them to memorize 2 or 3 good testimonies and go and tell somebody real fast. And then also those people that's on their list. See, they got to make the list. The people that are on their list that they think that fall into this category of money motivated, use that script and get them on the call. That's a whole, you got to approach, I feel like we have to approach people for where they are. Because I know some people, I promise you, I had a guy that we tried to get into business, you know, he should have been in because he's real close to us, okay? Should have been in, but would not budge until I asked him, do you know what a question I asked him? Matter of fact, let me see, is Robin Clark on his phone? Is Robin on his phone? Robin, are you on here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, Robin, tell them, I don't even want to have to tell them, I'll let you tell them. Okay, tell them what happened when, and did I not, did we, first of all, did we not, it's gonna be, did we not approach Tilton Fawcett quite a bit? I mean, try to get him into business.
Oh, my goodness, yes. I mean, he knew he would be one of the first calls that we made because he's very close to us. But and instead of that, not moving on it, he kept giving us other people, which was fine now because those other people that he had given us have turned out to be star, team members, right? Eventually, what is it, over a year later, he finally comes into the business. But I don't know.
Why did he come in, Robin? That's the point I'm trying to make. Why did he come in?
Why did he come in?
Yeah.
I don't know what his mindset was, Verdita, why he stalled or what took him so long. I don't know.
Okay, I know why. I was hoping you was gonna say that part.
Yeah, okay. Well,
What did I do at your kitchen table?
you did show him the money.
I showed him the power of six. I asked him
The
a
power of
question.
six. That's
I
right.
asked him the question. Let me get back to it. I'm just telling you, some people are not gonna budge until you say something about the money. This is exactly what I said to him. I said, listen, I said, Tilton, I'm working on, I said it just like this. I didn't even act like I was talking about life. I said, Tilton, because he's money motivated. I said, I'm working on this project. I'm pretty excited about it. I didn't tell him it had to do with stem cell technology because he would have known, right? It was LifeWave. I said, but Tilton, based on the projections, this has potential to generate multiple millions of dollars. I'm talking about some serious money. So you can be natural with it, okay? And so I need some partners and to help me execute it because a lot of money on the table, but they got to be sharp. And I respect your business acumen. I know how motivated you are. You open to hearing more? I'm gonna just tell you exact words he said. Hell yeah, those exact words he said. Okay. Now you remember that now, Robin?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The point I was trying to get to you all was he would not budge.
No, he wouldn't.
Period. And guess what? He said he didn't realize his wife had signed up because we were in Dallas at the convention and and they came to the convention. That's how close they are to us, that they came to the convention. They didn't go in the convention. They was in the hallway. They came to the convention, hanging around us and listening to all these people talking. And his wife said, I want some of those patches. She only did it for the patches. He didn't know she had signed up. But
Yes.
But the point was he was not going to get in there unless it has to make some money, okay? All right, so now here's what happened, y'all. When these people get their six and they start duplicating fast and doing all this, every single day we're gonna have these calls because it's not gonna have to be a live person like myself doing this call, but it may help for you to be on the call and play the recording. If you can't do it yourself, or if you don't have somebody that's your sponsor or whoever that can do that presentation for you, an abbreviated version, I'm gonna do abbreviated version. So if you do this every single day, you should get your six the first month. If you get those six and they do you might have brought in 20 people, but you're only looking for six that will duplicate. If six duplicate, now you got 36 on your second level, 216 on your third level, on down. By the 6 months later, you guys, 6 months. If they can't see this, then something's wrong. So if 6 months later, you'll be definitely, because look at all their volume. You'll be making all this volume and you're gonna max out at 25,000, okay, a week. So you're getting 25% of the people that's on your first level because they're maxing out too by now. They're maxing out within 5 or 6 months. You're getting $6,250 times 6 people, that's $37,500. The people on your second level, you're matching them too, but you're getting 5,000 times 36 people, 180,000. The people on your third level, you're matching. People are doing this, you guys. This is why, but they're not doing it like this. We talking about millions of dollars. We talking about 1.3 million a week. No, nobody needs all that kind of money, but what if you only succeeded by 50%? 3 out of 6, Okay, what if you succeeded by 50%? That's still 600,000 a week. What if you succeeded by 10%? That's still 132,000 a week. I know y'all smarter than that, that you can succeed more than 10%. Let's just do this. You see what I'm saying? Now, you guys, we got to create a new list because remember, we're putting on some new shoes, okay? We're putting on some new shoes. Okay, you might have to create a new list because obviously the list you got is not getting you where you need to be. Put on some new shoes and go create a new list. Strive to get a new person on a three-way or presentation every day. May have to use the recorded Power 6 call, okay? Analyze opportunities within your organization to pull money out of the binary. And you're probably going to need help from your leader, but you got to use your enroller tree viewer. Anytime you go to your back office, write this down, go to your back office, go to that first thing that says enroller. It's called enroller team report. I think that's what they're calling it now. It's the third tab under organization. Go to the column under GBU and you may want to click that square twice. When you click it twice, it's just going to bring up the people that are your strongest legs at the top. What you want to do is figure out, you know, where this volume is coming from. There may not be the person that's at the top. It may be somebody below them. But I guarantee you, if you keep going through that enrollment tree and every time you bring up a person, let's say if I was just talking about Robin, I go to her enrollment tree, I can go under her, well, she can go under her GVU and see where her strongest legs are. But also I can go through her enrollment tree because I'm, you know, in your own back office, you can do the enrollment tree and find out what a volume is. Once you find out which legs have the strongest volume, keep going and going down and click on that person and look under their enroller tree, see where the volume is coming from. That's where you want to spend your time. We say that all the time. I don't remember the percentages, but I think it's a small percentage of time that you should spend on people who don't really want it. They demonstrate that all the time that they don't really want it. I mean, unless they're communicating with you that they're trying really hard, but nothing has happened, that's up to you to start helping them make some things happen. But if they got all that volume under them and they're not making money, something is, you got to tweak that and figure out why. I'm available if you need me, you know, like go through your upline to me, but I'm just saying, because everybody's not as analytical like that, but I'm pretty analytical and I'll help you find the money, okay? So that's what I mean by analyze opportunities within your organization to pull money out. This is what we're going to be focusing on, you guys, every single week, all the way up to the conviction. We're not going to be, you know what I'm saying? Just, you got to be focused. So I'm looking for some people that's ready to go get some new shoes, okay? Anybody got any comments they want to share to inspire us tonight?
Yeah, I can. This is Wendell.
Hey, Window, superstar.
But let me tell you, one of the things I really understand is this. Time means a whole lot in this business too. Because if you delay yourself, you're going to end up bringing in people to the business and then people going out on the back end. You don't want to get in that scenario. You want to put them on ordership and explain to them. But time, and when I said time, I mean, let's go do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week, or let's do a Zoom or next month. No. The time is now. See, once you get everything done right now, you will see how your business can explode. I mean, it really can, because you got people interested. And then again, you made a comment a little while ago, Badita, you said be fast. Fast is dealing with timing. So that's what we have to do. Get yourself out there. When you leave at the house, you go out the house equipped, because you never know how many times you've been somewhere and said, "Oh, I forgot my stuff. I should have had it because I can give it to somebody." No, that time is right now. You got to always carry everything. Just like you put your clothes on and those patches on, they go with you. Half patch will travel. I guess y'all know what I said. So,
Wait.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just want everybody to know. And then also look at your back office every day, not your stuff. Look at your people that you put in stuff. You got me? Just look at them or follow them and see, make sure they're doing the right things and encourage them, because when they know you care about them, they're going to get. That's why from the beginning it says, well, you can have anything you want if you what?
Help other people get what they want.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
So you guys, I'm trying to find this flyer when Wendell is talking, because I wanted to say this, let me see. The person that y'all just heard, some of y'all don't necessarily know Wendell, but let me see. Y'all may not know Wendell, but he's the person I was referring to that had the stroke, 3 strokes rather. And he and his wife, now think about this, he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk. Let me find the one that's with Virginia. Gosh, Charlotte, there we go. He couldn't walk, and let me see if y'all probably can't see my screen, can you?
Oh yeah, I can see
You
it.
can? Do you see the Richmond, Virginia flyer?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna be going, Wendell and his wife are hosting this event in Richmond, Virginia next week. And when I tell you they're gonna have a packed room, because they don't play. Think about this. Here's a person that a year ago could not walk. You couldn't understand a word he was saying, but he is getting up every day. Him and his wife are in the street and patching people and doing presentations. They're not afraid to talk to anybody. They're talking to lawyers' offices, all kind of stuff. And when they drove to, was it York, Pennsylvania, a couple weeks ago, they're in the streets. When I tell you, so he's not just making it. So this is just a testimony, you guys, somebody that, you know, a lot of people, because they recuperated or whatever, they say, oh, okay, I'm glad he is working. And it's great is watching him. I really appreciate all the work you all do and all the effort. And that's why we're coming up there to help, you know, to help you even more.
That's right. Just like the new shoes concept, we're gonna put boots on the ground.
I like that. Boots on the ground. That's what we're talking about. So I just wanted this is also on digitalalliance101.com, you guys, those look up under upcoming events. It's there as well. All right. So anybody else want to come on and share?
Yeah, I want to say something.
Is that Harvey Monk?
Yeah, that's Harvey Monk.
I don't even recognize my own husband's name voice.
I know, ain't that something? Hey guys, I just want to thank you guys for getting on the call, and this is really part of the business, just staying plugged in. And what I want you guys to understand is that don't judge yourself where you are. Just continue the journey, continue to be focused and be organized. But guys, and also have fun, because we have been blessed to be part of this company, part of this movement, part of this technology. So don't feel down because you may not have gotten to where you want to go. But the only thing you need to do is continue to look up and thank God that we have this opportunity. And I would tell you how new it is. If you have not been approached by somebody trying to get you in this business, trying to get you in Lifeway, that means this business is still new. So wherever you are, continue to grow, continue to nourish people, and most of all, just tell them, hey, I'm just glad you're on my team, and we're going to make this thing happen. Because real work is blessing people and let them know that they are part of a team that is growing, and we're not going anywhere without the teamwork. And Regina's just doing an awesome job. I hear her presentation before she goes live. And Regina, you are awesome. You're doing a fantastic job, and everybody on this call are awesome. And we're gonna make a statement in LifeWave, and we're gonna continue the legacy that Ken Robinson allowed us to be a part of. So guys, that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harvey. Is there somebody else? I see somebody else is unmuted trying to say something.
Verdita, can you hear me?
Erica McQueen.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You know what, Verdita, I just want to thank you. That was very detailed, great information. And I just want to say that we're all in the same boat together in many different ways. I mean, in similar ways, but in different ways. So some people on this call are newer and you're wondering if things are going to work out. in the business for you. And then there's some people that have been around for a while and they're trying to, get their footing and make sure they solidify their business. And so, but and when you have a business, you go through these different places in the business where you have to stay focused, where you have to remember your purpose, remember your why, remember why you even wanted to have your own business, why you we just have to constantly review that so that we can never need
Eric, I think you're in a bad connection. I think we're losing you. I don't hear you, Erica.
Okay. I said my area when rain does this, so I'm so sorry about that. So you know what? That's okay, Verdita. Just I'm gonna tell everybody to be encouraged. Be encouraged. That's
We heard most of it though, Erica.
Okay. Just
Thank
want
you
to tell
so
everyone to
much.
be absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Who else wants to come on and say something to encourage everybody?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, is that Zelda?
Yes,
Hi,
hi.
Zelda.
Good evening. I'm under my husband and I's, Adrian and Zelda Johnson. You spoke about earlier that the Tomlins came up to York, Pennsylvania. So they came up to be with us on Memorial Day weekend.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
y'all had a house full of people.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I just want to give a brief testimony of how just talking to people, that's just what I do. I'm a PK kid. So I talk to a lot of people, like, as never met a stranger, as my mom would say. But we were just down in Charlotte, and when you talk about being ready and having your flyers and your pamphlets, and we made business cards and just was ready. And we stayed at a hotel there, and actually the attendant, I was talking and touching everybody that I could. But before we left our mark in Charlotte, North Carolina, where he actually asked me for some more of my marketing materials, and he posted it on the bulletin board in the hotel. So with the X39 card, our business card, our name and everything. So we were just really blessed to know that we have left a mark down there, that hopefully we're looking to see some fruit from that, coming from just being people passing by that's just checking in the hotel. So I just wanted to share that about being ready, having the marketing material, talking to any and everyone. So yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you, Zelda. And how close are you all to Philadelphia?
We're about an hour and a half away.
Okay, because the lady that just spoke, Erica McQueen, she's from Philadelphia. I was just curious how close you all were from there. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing. I see
Yes.
Jewel Strother just popped up. You came on before Jeffrey, so go ahead and share some knowledge with us, Professor.
All right. I just want to encourage everyone to, you said it earlier, but we're all going through the same stuff at different levels. I heard Mr. Monk say that we're all going through the same things at different levels. And I want to encourage everyone to continue to turn over those stones, to continue your pace. Life is going to happen to all of you. If you're not getting enough no's or getting frustrated, you're probably not doing your business right, because that comes with the territory. But you got to be willing to go through all that adversity to get to the end. Allow your destination to be so great, so fruitful, that no matter what you run into, you're not going to stop going towards your destination, because your goals are too big and the excitement level is so high at the end. So continue to go towards your goals, your dreams, and don't let up. And a lot of people let up this time of year because of people getting out of school, graduations, and a lot of people check out, and they allow that to discourage them to slow down and wait. No, you keep going, because you always want to make sure that you have a certain amount of people in your funnel that you have to follow up with, that you got to expose and re-expose and things like that. So continue your search. This is business, everyone. So make sure you treat it like a business. Keep track of things. Use your planner. The first 10 days of the month, I always, sow my seeds out there. The next 10 days, I do my follow-up, and the last 10 days of the month, I do my closing. So you got to have a system to make sure that you're doing things properly. So I want to encourage everyone to stay on this ride, because if you stay on this ride, you get to make it to the top anyway. So stay on the ride. Don't let nobody get you out the seat. Take care.
Wow,
Thanks.
you know what, Jewel, I wanted to share this with the team because all this he's saying is he means what he's saying because the other day he told me, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna hit my goals." I mean, we were talking about what he was, what kind of rank he and whatever he was gonna do about the convention. He said, "Oh, you don't have to worry about me. I'm hitting my goals." So thank you for that encouragement. So, and Mr. Jeffrey Payton, come on, Jeffrey, and we're gonna close us out.
Real quick, I'm just going to say that, and Verdita, you always do a spectacular job on this Power of Six. I often look forward to getting on. Sometimes I'm a little busy and can't get on, but when I'm available, I love these. I love this Power of Six. I just simply want to say, I want to remind folks that, the leadership we just lost in Ken Robinson, he left an amazing legacy for us all to follow. And I believe that's why the leadership looks as strong as it is. And the fact that we're able to share in his legacy, the power and the impact that he left in us, And I just want to remind everybody, even for those people who are just joining the team and just hearing about Ken Robinson, you're going to hear a lot about him in the upcoming days, weeks, and months, and you'll probably never stop hearing about him. But in each increment that we share with you, we hope that that will be inspiration to you to be more like him, even though you don't know him. Because the guy had the weight of the world on his shoulders, but he was able to teach us and encourage us and show us courage and fortitude like a warrior, like you would never believe. So with that being said, what I'm telling you is don't get knocked off your kilter, period. Your axis, period. Don't let anybody or anything come up against you and say what you're doing is not worthy of what you're doing. Don't let them minimize your business. Don't let people give you the negativity to poison your dream or to disillude your dream. Don't let anybody knock you off your axis. Ken Robinson was a perfect example of strength, courageousness, and consistency. Because and learn how to do these presentations, learn how to be teachers, because you're building teams too, and each and every one of you are going to be responsible for that team that you're enrolling into this opportunity, because they see something in you that they obviously don't see in themselves until you bring it to life, until you share with them what it is, until you point it out. So with that being said, Verdita, I just wanted to drop that on the folks, and I hope you all got a little bit of everything from everybody out of this, but because what this work right here is very important and it's very powerful. So we have to be consistent.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for sharing that. As you said, we learn from each other. That's why I want to open it up, because everybody has different perspective, input. But I will be recording what's the word? It's a smaller version. What word I use? A different version of the presentation, abbreviated version. That's what I was looking for. Abbreviated version of the presentation / Power Six, something that a person might not mind sitting down for about 15 minutes to see. Okay, I'm gonna do my best with that, and then I'll send it out. And then for those of you who need maybe a copy of it, go to your sponsor first, because they probably have it. I mean, your upline, they probably have the Power Six, that one I showed you with the script and all that on there. And if they don't have it, they know how to reach me. So thank you all so much for your time. And we look forward to seeing some numbers grow. We got to go through that back office. If you need some help, let me know. You all have a wonderful evening and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Verdita, from the Well and Honey Love.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
For
Thank
coming
you so
on the
much,
call.
Verdita.
You're welcome. Take care.
Very appreciated. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Good
See y'all.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
Night.
Thank you, Verdita.
Thank you. Good night.
night.
Everyone be blessed and highly favored.
Yes.
Yes.